What's the most disturbing thing you uncovered after someone died? Me and my twin sister Katie were like the sun and the moon. On the days I refused to eat, she'd quietly leave a small bowl of sliced strawberries drizzled with melted chocolate by my bedside, knowing it was the one thing I could never resist. She was the only one who ever got me. And one day, we were in the car with my parents with "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" playing when we saw a car speed towards us. My mom's reaction time was too slow, but my sister's wasn't. She knew we both weren't wearing seatbelts. But instead of buckling herself in, she reached across to secure me right as the impact happened. And just 8 days later, I was standing at her grave in a black dress that still had the tags on. I never stopped setting her place at the table. And on the days I felt lonely, which was pretty much all the time, I'd go into her room and spray her warm vanilla sugar bath and bodywork spray and pretend like she was still there, listening to me, holding me while I cried. And just a year later, she came back from the dead. Or at least that's what my parents wanted me to believe, because that's when they adopted a 14-year-old girl 3 months older than me. Michaela was bubbly, had a gummy smile, strawberry blonde hair, outspoken, the kind of girl to pet every dog she passed by. But she still wasn't Katie. But even though I still felt like there was a gray cloud looming over my head every day, I didn't want to be the one to bring the mood down for everyone. So I started spending more and more time alone in my room. Every day I had the same routine, noise-canceling headphones, listening to the same 5 Sam Smith songs on repeat, and crying until my face was swollen. And sometimes if I wanted to cheer myself up, I'd go to Katie's Spotify profile and listen to every single song while reading the lyrics, trying to picture what she felt as she listened to each one too. Meanwhile, I could always hear my parents having a blast downstairs. They'd laugh, chat with Michaela about how school went for her that day, and play Xbox games together. By that point, they had gotten rid of all the photo frames of Katie, and if I ever tried to bring her up, they'd look at me with disgust, as if just saying her name was enough to cause another death. It was like she had never existed. As the months passed, I got more and more depressed. I'd wake up in the morning after sleeping for 14 hours and try to go back to sleep so I wouldn't have to deal with the pain the day had to offer. And when it didn't work, I would purposely starve myself all day, just so I'd be able to sleep for longer. And to my parents, I was nothing more than a walking reminder of the loss of their daughter. So they started spending less time with me and more time with Michaela. They stopped inviting me to the family movie nights. I'd simply hear popcorn popping and Michaela's laughter echoing downstairs. I know they could hear me crying every night because I didn't even try to hide it, but the only one who came to comfort me was my orange cat Nyla, who'd sit on my chest and purr until I finally stopped hyperventilating. She was the only one awake at 2 a.m. as I replayed memories with Katie to make sure I never forgot how she made me feel. Things got so bad that sometimes I'd bring Nyla into the room to stop myself from committing self-unalive because I knew I could never do it in front of her. And one morning when I woke up to feed her, she was gone. I shook her food bowl and went to all the usual spots. Under the sink, under my bed, the gap between the washing machine and the dryer. It was like she had disappeared or something. And that's when my parents broke the news. Oh, Michaela developed a pretty bad allergic reaction towards Nyla, so we put her down since she was getting old anyway. I didn't even argue. Just walked up to Katie's bedroom and cuddled her pillow while I cried my eyes out. If you've ever experienced raw and intense grief, then you know about the intense hunger you feel to uncover more about what they were feeling and thinking before they died. And that hunger is what led me to come across a pink leather notebook I had never seen before. Her diary. Jackpot. I clung onto every word and read it through the eyes of Katie, picturing the thought process behind every sentence. And after getting through pages about dumb boys at school, or how much she hated math homework, I found it. Paragraphs about how our parents were abusing her when I wasn't around, taking all their anger out on her, how she forced herself to look strong and happy when I was around, and her last sentences sent chills up my spine. Up until this point, our dad was hitting her relentlessly, and Katie finally fought back. She yelled at them for being shitty parents. "Maybe it's time you learned how fragile life really is, Katie," my mom said in response. That was her last diary entry. Suddenly it all made sense. And why my parents were able to replace her so quickly. Why Katie had been so quick to react in the car that day. She knew what was coming. The rest of the full story is on my channel and linked below.